So in today's Academy lesson, we're going to go over a move by Frank Garcia known as Topper. Now this could be used as a force, this could be used as a control. As a matter of fact, both of those actions are occurring at the same time because we are in fact forcing the top card of the deck. So the move at speed just looks like this. The spectator touches any card they want. Of course, in the action of showing them the card they picked and scoring it up into the deck, we've actually completed the controlling the card to the top and forcing the original top card of the deck. So it's a wonderful little move, and I'm going to show you guys a couple different takes on this move and different handlings to make it easier depending on what suits your needs. So first things first, we're going to have a card touched and out jogged. Now here, the important part is that you're going to out jog the card about halfway to the angel here. So you notice that I'm not exposing the angel completely. It's about halfway there because we're going to push this card in the deck and we don't want there to be a lot of travel for that card to go inside of the deck. So we want that travel to be minimum, but we also want the spectator to be able to see apparently the pip of the card. So this is going to be a rough estimate of how much you're actually going to push up on this card. Spoiler, that's what's going to end up happening inevitably. So you want to push up about that much. So right now what's going to happen, notice my pinky here is in the back. The reason for this is because when we typically push cards into the deck, because of the condition of playing cards, sometimes you're going to have cards jut in the back. You don't want that. So the way we prevent that is a very, very simple action of just putting our pinky here in the back and bracing it that way. So you notice if we push a card in, there's going to be no card that sticks out because our pinky is preventing that. So right now we're going to have any card picked and touched. We're going to out jog it here again about half the length to the little angel circle here if you're using bicycle cards. Now the next move is going to be 2 and 1. So we're going to do two actions at once. First of all, we're going to turn this whole situation towards the spectator. So right now we're making sure that the deck is parallel to our bodies, or I would say a little bit more leaned just to cover the situation that's about to take place. So that is one of the first steps. The next step is going to be pushing that card in all the way with our right hand. So our right hand is actually going to come in and push this card all the way flush into the deck. Now this is taking place as we are bringing this hand up. So apparently we're going to give the spectator more of a chance to look at the card that they apparently just picked. However, what we're doing is we're using our sneaky thumb in the back here to actually lift this card up and out jog it so that the spectator gets a glimpse of what is the actual top card of the deck. So remember, this is going to be done with the cards angled towards your body. So this is what the spectator should be seeing. Now at this point, what's going to happen is we're going to push with our fingertips this card into the deck after the spectator has seen it. We're going to come back to a mechanic's grip and we're going to dribble the cards. So let me just give you a slow motion view of what's happening here. Card is out jogged by the spectator. Keep in mind the pinky's here in the back. We're going to push this card all the way in. At the same time, we're going to lift our hand up, apparently giving the spectators a better view. Really, we're using our thumb to lift up on this top card over here so the spectators could apparently get a better look at that card. A little bit of a tip by Jay Sankey here is to flick this card with your finger just so the spectators can get the idea that this is the card. Next, we're going to push that card in flush with the deck at the same time, dribbling the cards, coming to a conclusion here that looks like a very, very nice sort of way of controlling a card and forcing it at the same time. So at speed, the move just looks like this. Spectator touches any card. We're going to push this card into the deck at the same time, giving the spectator a little bit more of a glimpse as to what the card is. We're going to push this card in. So here, one more time, we're simply going to have any card out jog. We're going to push this card in at the same time that we're lifting up on this card over here, pushing it flush in the deck and giving it a dribble. And of course, that card is remaining on top. So let me keep it face up for the sake of explanation here. Any card is touched by the spectator. We're going to push this card in at the same time that we're lifting our hand up so we could show this card to the spectator, giving it one more flick over here. If you want, you could actually keep this hand here to obscure any sort of discrepancy that the spectators might see and to actually give this more of a little bit of an angle resistance here. So we could just flick this card off, keep our hand here, push it in, dribble the cards, and that completes the actual move itself. So one more time here in full speed, spectator touches any card. Let's say it happens to be this one, pushes it in. We show him one more time, keep that card in the middle, and of course that completes the actual move itself. So if you notice, there are a couple restrictions with this move, more notably the angles, but of course that's covered by the fact that your hand is here. So if your hand stays here, this pretty much obscures it and gives more of an illusion that you're trying not to see the card. So it's a nice way to cover your angles here and to also apparently give one more step of fairness. Now, the reason I like pushing this card in and dribbling at the end is because it gives the illusion that I'm dribbling from the location of the card. So that just gives a little bit of a depth illusion. Is something that I've added to a tilt and other depth illusions. A nice little dribble just makes it seem like that location is where you're starting the dribble. Another variation of this is pushing the card in with your forefinger. So a lot of people actually push this card in with the forefinger at the same time that they do the move. So in this case, we're going to push that card forward inside of the deck at the same time. We're just going to use our thumb to lift up over here and apparently lift up this card a little bit higher so the spectators could see this. Now at this point, this is when we would score this card up and dribble the cards like before. So this only variation here is that we're just pushing the card in with our finger as opposed to pushing it in with our hand. So that at speed just looks like this. Same exact move. The only difference is we're pushing it off a finger. Now what that does versus the actual hand is that the finger comes in here so that when we actually lift up on this card with our thumb, notice that our finger is here, ensuring that no cards jut out from the front. So that's just a benefit of using the forefinger here. But the action is very, very much the same. We're just pushing this card in, dribbling the cards, and now we have a nice little bit of a control and a force. So first time I got exposed to this move was Jay Sankey. Jay Sankey uses it in about every single project he has, but this one is just a fun little way of doing a force and a control of a card at the same time. Now this does work better with small packets of cards. So if you do this with a smaller packet, the illusion is better because of course you don't have the other cards to add to the discrepancy here. So keep that in mind when trying to come up with places to work this particular force/control in. So that is Frank Garcia's Topper. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you guys for being members of the Academy, and I hope to see you on the next one.